What is going on, y'all? Welcome to Joel Friday TV podcast. Oh, what the? Joel Friday TV. I am Joel Friday. Welcome to the show. Few announcements before we get started. Hit that like button, smack it. Later, smack down, like, subscribe, and share button. Tell your peoples about the show so we get the subscribers up and the message out. Do it now. Help a brother out. As you guys know, we are live Monday through Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific time on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Puncher.tv. Now, at any point during the show, you can call in. You can call in by calling 888-775-3773. 888-775-3773. How's the stream looking? Are we going? And you can call in. We can get into whatever is on your little heart. Amazing stuff. If for whatever reason you can't call in, but you still have a question or comment, or you just want to support the show, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/JoelFridayTV, or go directly to the live chat on YouTube. Hit the super chat button there. Send your question or comments in. I'll read them live on air. I'll make sure to do that as well. All right? Amazing stuff. Listen. Today is Wednesday. What does that mean? Relationships Wednesday. Relationships. We're going to get into some stuff. You guys already know what to expect. Sorry for that late start there. I clicked the wrong video and the wrong title. That title doesn't even apply to today's show. What the? Wrong video and wrong title. He black. So I got to change the title later. Today, we are still talking about relationship stuff, though. But that's the wrong title and the wrong thumbnail for today's video. Lord have mercy. So, with that being said, let's get on with it. But I do have a little bit of news that I want to get to you guys first before we really get into today's topic. I want to get into some news. So, really quick. This is from Instagram. I don't know if you guys remember. Well, how could you forget? Donald Trump failed attempted assassination. Remember that day? And the person running the Secret Service at the time was a female lady. It's not to say that it was, obviously, it's not to say that it was her fault why this happened. We need more factual evidence to show this. At least I haven't came across factual evidence to prove that this woman is the reason why, the woman that was head of the Secret Service at the time, was the reason why the Secret Service failed to do their job to detect the assassinator on top of the roof that was not that far from where Trump was speaking in Pennsylvania there. So obviously, it was a horrible mistake for them not to check the roofs, the rooftops. We already know this stuff. We don't got to get into that part again. But at the end of it all, the fact that it was a lady Secret Service agent was in conversation. It was in the news. Like, did she have to do with it? Why do they have a woman there? And then also a couple of the Secret Service agents that ran up to protect Trump from getting shot were Secret Service women. And there was also controversy about that, because as they're all standing up to walk Trump off the stage, the Secret Service girls were shorter than Trump, so his head was exposed. Right? You guys remember that? You guys remember that? And I even think that I have a little image here to show you guys in case you guys forgot. But you guys remember that? Oh yeah, I do. I don't know if it shows the lady here, but we're going to try and see. Yeah, it does. Ha ha ha. So look here. You guys remember that? Just to refresh your memory. Oh, shoot. Let me turn off the phone number. Remember this iconic photo? Well, you can see that Trump's head is exposed there, right? And you see the Secret Service lady is shorter than President Donald Trump, right? And she's the one in front of him, right? Facing the crowd. So that was a big controversy at one point. Blah, 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 blah. Thankfully, Trump is alive and all that good stuff. But the controversy was that woman was running the Secret Service. Well, anyway, that woman, I believe, resigned. She resigned, and Trump recently swore in a new Secret Service agent, and I want to show you guys that really quick before we get into today's topic. Here we go.
I state your name.
I, Sean Michael Curran.
Do solemnly swear.
Solemnly swear.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely.
That I take this obligation freely.
Without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
Without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
That I will well and faithfully.
That I will well and faithfully.
Discharge the duties of this office.
Discharge the duties of this office.
Of which I am about to enter.
Of which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
That was Kristi Noem there doing the swearing in. I have my qualms about that, but it is what it is. But the point is that the new Secret Service director is a man now. And I guess to some that sounds misogynistic, like, Joel, why do you care about that so much? That it matters whether or not a woman or a man is running the Secret Service as long as the job gets done. Here's the thing, is that the job doesn't get done is the problem. Not because women are nothing, right? But because they are not designed to handle these type of jobs. It's just not designed that way. They are not created to do certain jobs. They are just not. And it's not due to capability. It's just not in them. So, yes, we don't want to blame the Secret Service woman for all that stuff happening. But at the same time, it does make you question a lot of things. Like, what part was played in that? And nobody needs to be carrying that type of weight. So it's best you just let the men be men and do men stuff. You know what I mean? And, well, Trump survived, didn't he? Says Lincoln Lewis. It's not the point. That's not the point. You just feel a lot more comfortable and secure and confident in knowing that there's men doing the jobs. Even if they're like weak men, right? Even if they're weak men, you still feel even more confident in a weak man doing a job than you do in a woman doing it. Why? Because you know that the weak man can get it together. All it takes for him to recognize that he got it going, and he might rise to the occasion or change his ways. It could be quick for the man. For a woman, you can't trust it because it's just not in her. It's just not in her. So I just love the fact that Trump's going in there, and he might not even be intentionally trying to be traditional. And I don't think that's in his mind. Let me be traditional. He's just going in there and doing what he sees is right. And in like every detail possible, which is crazy. And he's squaring it away so we can just be solid again. So that's what I had to say about that. So right on to the new Secret Service director. It doesn't mean that he's gonna do a great job, but we're just happy that it's a man, and we hope that he does do a great job. With that being said, let's move on with the show. I do have a first-time caller here on the line that I want to get to first in regards to it being Relationships Wednesday. So let's see what Brandon, first-time caller out of Canada, has to say today. How's it going, Brandon? Welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Joel. How are you?
All is well, Brandon. How's it going?
All is well. I have a question regarding relationships. I figured it was the perfect day to call.
Okay.
I'm wondering, is it a mistake to move in with your girlfriend or have your girlfriend move in with you before you get married? And why? What's your reasoning to your answer as well?
What do you think first before I give you my opinion?
Well, I have been listening to the shows for a while now, and I do understand the point of, leading the relationship. And in some ways, I do see it as it can lead to problems, but I also see that kind of jumping the gun and getting married without having lived with that person can also maybe cause conflict. So I'm kind of torn between the two.
No, you should not move in with the relationship. Move in with your girlfriend or boyfriend before marriage. In my opinion, and I just believe that to be true. It makes the most sense to me, just because you don't know if you're going to be with that person long term, and you don't want to play house as if you are going to be with that person long term.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea for plenty of reasons, but mainly is that you want to make sure that before you get married, you're marrying, because there's always issues that come afterwards that you want to make sure that you don't make this lifelong commitment and have to deal with. You want to know for a fact that you're marrying the right person, so you don't have these issues that come about, and child support and divorce and all this mess that comes with it. You don't want to deal with that. And if you're marrying the right person, you don't have to worry about how it might work after you guys move into the house together. It will work.
Yeah, I do understand that, and I kind of agree. I don't disagree for sure. It's just I'm battling with these thoughts coming in. I'm no longer in my fallen state. I don't think I've been working on myself for a while now, and starting to see things quite differently and more clear. And this is one of the thoughts of doubt that the devil will play a trick on you.
What are you doubting exactly?
I'm doubting. I'm playing with the idea of it would be easier if I would move in, or if she would move in with me financially. But again, that's kind of a trick, I feel.
Yeah.
Here in Canada, with these added-on tariffs, stuff is getting tight.
Yeah.
But it's not because of that or anything. Really, it's the mistakes I've made in my fallen state that led me into this financial kind of, tightness, if you will. And
what is
overcoming that?
What landed you there?
Being in the fallen state, making mistakes in purchasing, certain things, and not taking care of my financial things, and kind of chasing that happiness, that false happiness in purchasing material things. And
so you want to move in? Oh, go ahead. Finish your point. I thought you were done. Go ahead.
No, that's good. Go ahead.
So are you saying that you want to move in with your girlfriend because it'll be better on you guys financially?
Partially, yes. Okay. And also wanting to experiment and see, I want to know how it is living together before I would go ahead and get married.
Yeah.
But then again, do I have to, it's like you say, do I have to really make that jump to be able to make that decision?
Yeah.
And I don't think I really do, but
Well, both of those are for the wrong reasons to want to move in with somebody, and I'll tell you why. Is the first one is that means that you have doubt about her. If you are wondering what it's gonna be like, your doubt about the situation, what it might be, and also shows fear on your part of wondering if that's gonna be the right or wrong decision. And if you knew that you guys are to be married, then you would get married and then do it that way. If you want to do a trial run, then that shows doubt. You know what I mean? And that's not a condition you want to marry somebody in. And for the first reason, financially, that's also another setup that comes from Satan to try to make things easier or whatever the case is. But that's also the wrong reasons. And I'll give you an example. Is that I now am married and my wife and I obviously live together. And before we had got married, she had a job, I had a job. We don't have no kids right now. And I was fine with that, right? I'm like, oh, okay, well, she'll be, making money and I'll be making money and then we'll be, we could put it together, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, that could be nice. Well, situations happen, circumstances happen, and she ended up losing that job when she got here. And in my mind, I wasn't necessarily planning to be providing or making it work or be the only the money maker in the situation. It just ended up happening that way. And because it happened that way, everything has just been working itself out. I don't stress about money. The bills get paid. We have food on the table. We still can enjoy ourselves. And that's because it happened naturally on its own and there was no plan involved. So, yeah, if money is an issue and all that stuff, that's the wrong reason to think, well, let's put our money together. That's a setup to make you get into something that is going to cause problems.
Yeah, I do understand. And I do agree with what you're saying. In that aspect. I have had that on my heart and kind of been struggling between the heart and the mind, if you will, of just, bargaining with this situation when really I shouldn't. I should just have a wait and see.
Wait and see.
And let things unfold.
Yeah. And what still are you hung up on?
I'm not hung up on anything really. We both have some work to do and still working on ourselves. She's new to all this. It's been interesting really how it's all unfolded. And starting on working with myself back in the end of last year.
Yeah.
I was able to overcome my lustful nature, and I've come to realize that about myself. And when I did, this person kind of appeared in my life, just as Jesse tends to say, when and all things, when you're at peace, all things will be added onto you.
Yeah.
And it's been just that. And she's learning. She's, accepting a lot of the things that I kind of point out and working on herself now. And I just don't think it's still a fairly new relationship as well.
Yeah.
So I don't want to jump the gun. I don't want to set us up with a mistake like that so that it becomes a detriment to our relationship because I went and gave in to the devil.
Right. And it sounds a lot to me, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is that financially, it seems the most convenient for you, and you'll have more money and all that stuff. And that seems like the big driver to why you want to do this. And then, of course, also to like a trial run too, but mainly the income. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yes. And I just want to tell you that you could do what you want if you want to see for yourself. But like I said, that's not the proper intention of wanting to be with somebody. Money is, you'll always be taken care of. You're doing the right thing. You're putting God first, which is the right thing over all things. then it'll always work out. And I know that from experience. So that should never be a concern. And you don't want to lead with that ever, or else there's going to be problems. For a fact, there will be problems.
I do agree, and I do see that as well.
Yeah.
I just maybe needed the reinforcement of talking about it and hopefully help other people that are probably going through the same kind of scenario in their heads and wondering, should I?
Yeah.
And I think you're right, Joel. Honestly, I think you're right on the money.
Right on. Well, all the rest will work out too. Just get to know each other. And until you have zero doubt, that's the whole point of getting to know each other, is till you have zero doubt that this is the person you want to be with, and you guys don't own each other. You guys don't. She doesn't own you, meaning you can't date others. She can't date others. Don't close. I wouldn't recommend you have that type of closed off relationship. You guys don't own each other yet. You're not married. Be free. Get to know each other. And if you don't want to see other people, you don't have to, but don't put so many restrictions on it. That way you guys can know that you want to get married if it's meant to happen.
I appreciate the advice, Joel.
Yeah. Have a good one, Brandon. Brandon, thanks for calling me, and
man.
Call me again.
Right on. Thank you.
All
Have
right,
a good rest of your day.
All right. Nice. I just want to play you guys a video on the topic of Donald Trump. I didn't even know this video existed. And it has to do with relationships. You guys know Donald Trump is married. I didn't know this video existed. Okay? I didn't know that this was their dynamic. I kind of had a hint that Melania and Trump had this type of dynamic. But, celebrities and people in the mainstream, they have their own ways of going about this kind of stuff. So I found a little clip that I want to do a little pause and play action and commentary on. It's kind of long, so we're not going to get through the whole thing, but we'll just kind of listen to a little bit, and we'll kind of, take some calls as they come in, some super chats, and we'll kind of just have fun with it. So this is from YouTube. Hold on, I'm pulling it up right now. Let me see. I thought this was very, very, very interesting. Because you can't make this stuff up. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. I'm slow, but I'm going to get it right. This is it's actually from CNN. CNN, there's a guy, I forgot his name. Shoot. I kind of was rushing to pull this, so I forgot to get his name. But he's very well known. I'm just having a slow moment, and I can't think of his name. Very well known interviewer. Everybody kind of loves this guy. But you'll see him right now. Give me a second. Boom. All right, let's check here. Boom. Boom. You guys know that guy there? You guys know that guy. I forgot his name, though. But he interviews Melania and Donald Trump post-wedding. Okay, this is Donald Trump back in the day when he married Melania. And this man here, Larry King, thank you, Hake. Larry King interviewed them and asked them questions about their marriage and their relationship and their dynamic. And I thought it was pretty interesting. And I doubt that maybe Trump, we'll see. We'll comment on it, but here we go.
Mrs. Trump, Melania Trump, the international cover girl, has now joined us. We got to discuss the media. How did you two meet?
We met in New York, 1998. It was a fashion week, September 1998.
The famous fashion week.
The famous fashion week in
Were
New York.
you introduced?
Well, no, we were both at the same party, and that's how we met. He came
Like her
to
right
me.
away?
I went crazy. I said, I was actually supposed to meet somebody else, and there was this great supermodel
Ooh.
sitting next to Melania, and I was supposed to meet this supermodel, and they were saying, look, there's so-and-so. I said, forget about her. Who's the one on the left? And it was Melania.
You like him right away?
It was a great chemistry and energy. We had, great time. We started to talk, and, it was something was there right away.
And it was a long engagement.
It was.
Why?
Oh,
Well, we just had a great time, and we didn't worry about it, and, just live lives. And then one day, surprise.
How did the proposal take place?
Well, we were together.
to us.
We were together 5 years. We literally
5
have
years?
never had an argument or forget about the word fight. We never even had an argument. We just are very compatible. We get along. And I just said, you know what, it's time. And it wasn't a big deal. It was almost
That's
like
the way
it
you
was
did
obvious.
it? You know what?
right there, really quick, I want to pause. Is that I love the fact that he said this. You can't make this up. There's nobody in his ear saying this. Is that they never had a fight. And we always, you hear JLP talking about, if you're fighting, why are you fighting with anybody, right? Especially your husband or wife. What is there to fight about? And I love the fact that Donald Trump is talking about they never had a fight. That's how you also know. He says that they're very compatible. You can't have a written up agreement. You can't have a type. You can't have pros and cons about a person and know that if they follow this script, you're not going to fight. That's not something that you can plan. You have to honestly have an honest, genuine connection, and it has to be right moment, right time type of thing for you to be that compatible with the person to not to fight. It has to be natural. It has to not be of yourself. It has to be added. And and Donald Trump is this businessman. You know what I mean? And it's so interesting to me that he's saying this. Let's keep it going.
What, it's time?
No, I did it a little better than that, without going into too much detail. But it was time, and we just have a very good relationship.
And Melania, by the way, is on the latest cover, the cover of Weddings
one
from
more-
InStyle. And what, it's time?
No, I did it a little better. It's time, and it wasn't a big deal. It was
That's
almost
the
like
way
it
you
was
did
obvious.
it? You know what, it's time?
No, I did it a little better than that, without going into too much detail. But
Larry King was trying to get him to ask, how'd you propose? What'd it look like? And Trump's like, I don't need to go into detail. You guys, that's none of your guys' business. I don't need to tell you how I got married. You just need to know I got married. I love that too. Amazing stuff.
it was time, and we just have a very good relationship.
And Melania, by the way, is on the latest cover, the cover of Weddings from InStyle magazine. You're the wedding cover. Why?
And she's on the cover of Vogue.
That's right. Also.
That was before. Yeah, that came out before the wedding, a few days before.
Did you want that elaborate a wedding?
Yes, when I started planning, it was a lot of fun. So I loved it. I loved my dress. I had a great time in Paris. I went with my great friend Andre Leontali. He's an amazing man. And we went to Paris for 1 week to the shows, and with Anna Winter, the editor of Vogue.
What was the wedding like?
Fantastic. We had a
I
great
couldn't.
time.
I had
We
to work.
missed you.
I see. I had to
You're
work.
the only one that wasn't there.
I had to work.
That's true. That's okay.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
A great time planning it, and
Were you nervous?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. I had a great time because we were
You've
in
never
the
been
relationship.
married, right?
Never been married before, and
Nice.
we were in the relationship for a long time. So
But
I
still,
knew
that's a grand scene.
it is. But we know what kind of relationship we have, and I don't think I should be scared of anything.
What was a honeymoon like when people have lived together for 5 years?
Well, it was good. We stayed in Mar-a-Lago and Palm Beach. Somebody said, where are you going for the honeymoon? And our attitude was, why would we leave Palm Beach? We're the most beautiful, they don't call it Palm Beach for no reason. We have the most beautiful palm trees, right? Some tropical island.
Hold on, y'all.
When they said man and wife?
No. I felt that it was just so natural. I didn't feel different. And I wasn't very nervous, and she wasn't very nervous. We just knew what we were getting into. It just was time. It was just sort of very easy.
You feel different?
We didn't feel different at all, you know. It was really kind of, you know, sometimes we say like, oh, a husband, wife, you know, it's like
You
kind of a
use the name
jokingly.
Trump?
Yeah, I use the name Trump, yes.
Because you're proud of it.
I'm proud of it. Yes, I am. And I married a man, and, you know, I'm kind of old-fashioned in that way.
Shout
that,
out!
you know, you take the name of the
Did
husband.
your parents like him?
Yes, they do.
Do you want a parent? Do you want to be a mother?
Yes, we want to have a family. We want to have a baby together.
You have how many children?
I have four. Four beautiful children.
And they're
all
great
good
kids.
children. Yeah.
Successful
all
kids.
really good. And they're very successful. All doing well in school. They're all terrific.
How do you feel about fatherhood again?
I like it.
How old are you, Don?
58.
Young.
Shout out,
It's young compared to
testosterone.
you, right?
Yeah, compared to me, I got a 6 and a 5.
My man, give me your hand in.
Hey,
Donald Trump got that good tea.
Don't
Nothing
mind
like
shaking.
it.
I'm telling you, there's no problem with shaking this guy's hand.
Right.
this
of
was
course.
3 times already.
Plus, I'll be.
Being
I think it's
father-
great. Look, the way I look at it, there's nothing like a good marriage, and there's nothing like having children. I have 4 great children. If you have the money, having children is great. Now, I know Melania. I'm not going to be doing the diapers. I'm not going to be making the food.
Man.
I may never even.
I love Donald Trump, man. I ain't about to be doing no diapers. I ain't about to be. Come on. It's just some in you that has to know this kind of stuff. You can't just, it's not just teaching. You got to have something in you that just knows this stuff. Because why there are so many different people, that's just incredible. Hold on, let me go back a little bit. You have to have the thing that's in you to know what your place is as a man and what it's not. Right? You just got to know it. And it ain't about who teaching you. It ain't about the pastor telling you what it is. It ain't about nobody telling you what it is. It's about having that thing within you that just knows stuff. Right? The teacher within.
Is great. Now, I know Melania. I'm not going to be doing the diapers. I'm not going to be making the food. I may never even see the kids, frankly.
No, yo, come
okay?
on.
No, she will be an unbelievable mother. I'll be a good father, but I'll be,
How do you know
doing
she'll
my
be a
deals. Amazing.
Years
Last
ago.
point
I
here.
You
don't-
go.
Yes, I was there about 13 minutes. Well,
Let's show the ring. Can we get?
Okay.
I picked it, and it's from Love Oprah. She is terrific.
No, he picked it.
I picked it, but she and I have very similar taste. It's amazing.
Such a formidable figure. Don't forget the final of a.
I don't think he's a control freak. He's perfectionist.
No, that's
Maybe he makes demands in his business because he needs to. You know, he's kind of a general. He needs to, have people in line, but not at home. We are very equal in the relationship, and that's very important. You know, to marry a man like Donald is, you need to know who you are, and you need to be very strong and smart, and he needs to know that he could rely on me sometimes, and we share a lot of stuff together. I don't think he's control freak at all.
Does he bring work home?
Yes, sometimes.
Ooh.
But he's working all the time. Saturdays, Sundays, he's playing golf, he's working all the time.
Doesn't it bother you?
No, it's his passion. He loves it. It doesn't bother me. I don't want to change him. I don't want, to say, come home and, be with me. I don't want to change him. I want to give him a space, and I think that's very important in the relationship.
Because you used to tell me the one thing that troubled you about marriage was the feeling that you have to give up some of yourself, that you can't be the workaholic you are because of the demands of the nature of a relationship.
Yeah, I don't consider myself a workaholic. I mean, I work, but it's not work. It's like you. I mean, I love what I do, so it's
I'm
no
not a
longer work.
workaholic.
It's not like work.
But
I mean,
it's
work
still
to me is
time.
going on a 2-week vacation. If somebody said,
That's-
you know what, get me out of here, right? So that's to me, like, that would be work.
Last part.
But what Melania is so good at, we just have this natural relationship. It's like my mother and father. They were married 63 years. I've always heard you have to work at a good relationship. My father didn't work at a good relationship. He went home, he had dinner, he went to bed, he took it easy, he watched television. My mother, the same thing. She cooked them dinner. And it was just one of those things. It wasn't work, but I always heard you have to work.
You're not working at this.
No, because look, I work very hard from early in the morning till late in the
All
evening.
right, I bet you guys get the point. But these are just values that you don't hear people talking about, that you shouldn't have to work at a relationship, and that relationship is not about work. It's supposed to be easy. You're not supposed to fight. You're supposed to get along. You're supposed to be compatible. There should be, you don't have to make yourself love somebody. You don't, there's no such thing as falling out of love. All these things are just like hidden truth. It seems like that the rest of the world doesn't know, but some people just understand. And Donald Trump is being one of them. And it's just crazy because he's this big old celebrity. He's this big old celebrity, man. He out there in the world, and yeah, he just has that common sense. And that's why I don't understand how people doubt his character. I just don't understand how you can doubt his character when you don't have to agree with everything he does. But if you're paying attention, you can just see that this guy has good character. He's just a solid guy. And Melania based, right, being a model, being out in the world too, she even said herself she has those old traditional type values. And it's just in her. You can't fake this stuff. You can't act it out. A lot of Christians want like to act it out because the Bible says you got to be a Proverbs woman. The Bible says you got to obey your husband. So people want to act it out because they know that that's the right thing. And I understand because you just want to be right, but you can't act it out. It's got to be in you. And these Donald Trump and Melania, I don't see them to be very religious people. They're not outspoken about religion and their beliefs on stuff. But it doesn't mean that they don't hold real values and have real character. So, I don't know. I just thought that was cool. Shout out Melania and Trump. You know what I mean? And, yeah, that's cool. I got to end soon here, but let me go to one last call. Let me go to Rick out of Virginia. Rick, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Man, my brother Joel, thanks for taking my call, my brother.
No problem, Rick. How's it going?
Pretty good, pretty good. Always good to get on one of y'all shows, man. So I want to make it brief. I know you're running out of time. But what do you feel about shacking?
What's that?
Well, living with somebody and you ain't married to him, if you will.
I don't understand the point. I don't understand the concept either. I think that it's all based off of like money, or I guess like the last caller said, a test run. But if you know you're going to be with somebody, why pretend house? Why not actually get married and do it that way? So I never understood the pretending to play marriage thing.
You know what? Because most time what you wind up doing when you be shacking, you wind up wearing each other out sexually, and then you have a baby, and 9 out of 10, the lady becomes a single parent.
Right. And
you know, and
oh, go ahead.
I'm just going. And then a lot of times you even hear them say, "Oh, I just got to see how he is sexually before I marry him." Look, you don't need a degree to learn how to have sex. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's like, I gotta see how he is. I say, you don't need a degree. You can always teach somebody intimacy.
And right. And it's not even that important either. You know what I mean? It's like these aren't make or break. You know, people say like you gotta test drive the car. That's like that's not a make or break thing. You know, what the bedroom looks like. That's not important, right?
Exactly.
You guys will work that out, and that'll be worked out. Anyway, the thing is like, do you want to be with this person forever? Type of thing. Do you guys have that type of understanding there where you guys aren't fighting and you guys are getting along. That is what's most important, not finances or
Exactly.
sexual stuff or none of that stuff. You know?
You know what, too? I think for most black women, not all, they overvalue their man. You have a woman that have 3 or 4 kids by 3 different baby daddies, and they want a high value man.
Yeah.
I mean, what I mean by high value man, a man
Yeah.
that's single, don't have any children, and he makes good paper.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
what they want. You overvalue yourself. Look what all you bringing to the table. You bringing a lot of baggage to the table. 3 kids,
Yeah.
and 3 baby daddies.
You're
So
right.
you're bringing 3 kids to the table, and then you might as well say the baby fathers are part of your relationship. So you bring a total of 6 people to your relationship.
Yeah. And that means you're not
You
being
know,
realistic about your circumstances and your value type of thing. Right?
exactly.
Yeah. I
You know,
I agree.
I don't think no one has to live with each other to find out if they can marry them. If you can get along, and I wish I'd have learned this earlier. The more you have sex with somebody, the more you're not going to get to know them. What they're going to do is show you the representative. And
Yeah.
then when you get married, the real person will come out. But actually, the real person been out all the time. But when you just blind and sexually, it takes all your wisdom, and
Yeah.
God can't talk to you. It's there, but you just spiritually blind of
Yeah.
identifying it.
Yep. And what's crazy too is that any person that's everybody knows what marriage represents, right? They may not fully understand what it means, but they know what it represents, right? That's like in
Right.
most people's eyes, they know that's the highest form of commitment. Everybody knows that on a practical level. So if you truly are love somebody, right, and it's the real way and it's happening naturally, you guys are getting along, you naturally just want to do right by it, right? Because it is right,
Exactly.
right? So you'll know that, okay, then the next step right here is marriage, right? So when people
Right.
get in relationships and then they play marriage and they live together and they do all these things, they're not living by what is right. So they're not even seeing that marriage is the step. So if your intentions is to just be with the person and be together and have children and you're not married, it makes me question whether their relationship is authentic in the beginning to begin with.
You're so right on that, Joel. And it's like this. You know how most states had a common law when you're married, when you've been together 10 years and you ain't married. My son was having a discussion. He said, "Well, Dad, if the state say they married," I said, "What the word says? The word says if man's law trump the word of God, you go with the word of God. It ain't nothing hard to get married. Everybody's getting into all this polygamy now.
Yeah.
You cannot even make a decision for your own self. How you gonna get 3 or 4 women
Yeah.
and make a decision for them?" And I'm gonna tell you, all the patriarchs, when a lot of people go through, they had King David had 3 or 4 wives,
Right.
so did Abraham. But I guarantee you, all of them gave them headaches.
Yeah.
You better take that to the bank.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting stuff, but people live the way they want. But at the end of the day, there's only one way to go about life if you want, real peace and to be on track. So but I gotta end, Rick. American Anchor Baby is coming in now.
Thanks for taking my call, man. I'll stand by for a show, but love you guys, man. Keep the good context going on, my brother.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Rick. Have a good one. I got to end. American Anchor Baby is coming in right now. Make sure you guys check them out on rumble.com/American Anchor Baby. Check them out live coming up right now in the next few minutes here. Make sure you guys go to Rumble. Okay, not YouTube, but Rumble. I'll see you guys tomorrow for some more stuff. I'm out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in the calls. I will get to your super chats tomorrow. I appreciate it. Until next time, I gotta go. Bye. That's still me. Hold up. Hold up.